Hello, everyone. This is Podcasts from the West.
Hey.
Maybe.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's creative.
Just came up with that. It's been a while since we've done any sort of video or review, and we just kind of decided let's get back into it.
Yeah.
Let's try it out.
Been long
You
enough.
know,
Let's do it.
Let's try to be consistent with this.
Bin Laden.
So Bin Laden.
Oh, no.
Let's go over who we all are. I
Demonetized.
am Victor Martin.
I'm Nick McCann.
I'm Ryan Kerr.
And today we're going to talk about a couple movies we rented at Scarecrow Video in Seattle. If you're in the area, highly recommend you go down there.
Do it.
Definitely check it out. They have our movie there.
They have Dimensions Beyond Mine down there, and they have about every movie you could ever want. So
It's Candyland. You'll love it.
it's perfect.
They don't have the trial though, the Orson Welles one.
Oh, they don't have the trial. Well,
No
Bummer.
one does.
don't go there. Place sucks.
Go to the Portland store instead.
Now I wonder if they have it.
Rent Cars from Pixar's Cars.
Rent car like the cars from the movie, or rent the movie Cars.
Dude, I don't know.
So we got two movies of Scarecrow Video, rented them, and first we're gonna be talking about Eaten Alive.
That's right.
Who wants to give that synopsis?
Nick's
I'll
going
do
to
it.
be the synopsis
So,
giver.
Eaten Alive, Tobe Hooper, 1976, fresh off of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's the story of this crazed backwoods hotel owner and his pet crocodile. Some people wander into his domain, check into some rooms, and he decides to go crazy cuckoo and kill him. That's basically it, right?
In very fun ways.
In very fun
Very
ways, yes.
creative and well shot ways.
Right. So
This is not a good movie.
not quite. I was
think so?
I was
No.
disappointed. I was really looking forward to this because the concept it drew me in. A killer and his pet crocodile. Just saying that out loud, you're bound to be entertained, right? No.
Right?
Well, almost. Somewhat.
There's good points.
There's good points, but there's a lot of bad points. I think I'll start with my favorite part, the kills. The kills almost redeemed the runtime a little bit, or at least the pacing of it. The kills were varied, they were creative, they were decent, they were the best paced parts of the movie, and the effects weren't too bad. Lots of blood, good gore, even the croc okay-ish at some points.
Especially when he scuttles around.
Oh yes.
Skadooshes.
Skadooshes.
He skadooshes.
I skadooshed myself watching this.
Scurry sniff and flinches.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think my favorite part was I don't know if it was the tone or the characters. It was
gonna
one
say
of
that.
them. The
Yeah.
characters are
I believe it.
wild.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Toby loves crazy characters.
He likes going there.
Yeah.
I felt like he held back though.
Maybe.
I think my favorite part was just, I think the tone and the characters just kind of repeating you, because the entire movie I just had no idea who Judd, the main
Yes.
psycho, like what was his story, what was his problem, and you never got an idea. It was just like kind of vague, and I liked how the tone was just constantly unnerving and gross. Even characters who should be normal, like the couple, they are like the
The
couple.
couple.
They are not. They
Couple was
you
good.
think they are, but then they start fighting, and
Yeah.
the husband is just a weird dude, and
They're cuckoo for cuckoo puffs.
and everyone in this is just off their rocker, and it's kind of insane. And I really love the aspect about it, because I've never seen a movie pull it off in such a great way. It was just an overall really great tone. I think he did a great job with that.
yeah, that would be my follow-up favorite part of the film. I do like the insanity portion of it, but I feel it wasn't quite honed in properly when you compare it to something like
No.
Texas Chainsaw or Poltergeist or even Life Force.
And see, I haven't seen Texas Chainsaw, so I can't comment on what on
Sure,
the
sure.
insanity
Okay.
factor.
Nick, did you say Chainsaw came after or before this?
Before.
Before?
Yeah.
This is like
That's
2
weird.
years, 2
Yeah.
years after, I think, this
Yeah.
movie.
That's weird. It feels like this is less well made than Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, occasionally it reflects. I mean, the set has a character to it.
Dude, the lighting is
the lighting can be
Lighting was
phenomenal.
crazy.
lighting was great,
It was cool.
even if at its most questionable sometimes.
Yeah.
There were some good-looking camera shots, and the effects and makeup probably
Especially
the
the
best
like
part.
the opening part of the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
The lighting looked great.
Yeah.
That scene, the whole segment there looks phenomenal.
yeah.
why does the rest of it not look like that?
I don't know.
I was really a huge fan of the red lighting throughout the entire and around the hotel.
I was so
and in the
confused.
in the
I
hotel.
me too.
Why?
I thought like
Was it sundown?
It
Are they
doesn't
on
matter.
Mars? What's
That
going
shouldn't
on here?
matter. It's just a creative choice,
Sure.
and it looks great.
Sure, yeah.
it did
looks
give it a
great.
standout
It's so
look.
ominous.
I didn't
Yeah.
know if it was like they're trying to do like a neon like hotel sign,
Oh.
and that was lighting it up. My brain was like trying to figure it out.
Maybe it had to do something with the bayou setting. I don't know.
I
Maybe.
figure because he's got a crocodile there.
swamp.
It's a terrarium. It's a whole big giant terrarium for their fake crocodile prop.
It's a terrarium just for crazy people.
Yeah,
Or just violence.
Yeah. The
Especially
heat makes you
husband.
crazy.
Especially
That's
the
for the
husband.
shows, yeah.
The husband is great.
The husband.
That is my favorite character, hands down.
Let's go through
Blue dog.
different characters. So we'll start with that husband. He's a colorful one.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
I love after
He's so good.
spoiler alert. This is an old movie. But
This is spoilers now. We're doing spoilers. Let's go.
the family dog. There's a family that rents a room and their dog gets eaten by the crocodile, and they go inside and the kid is like crying her eyes out, and it's
For like
just
50
overall an
minutes.
ugly scene. But the husband, he's just like in the corner of the room with his like legs crossed, and he has this very like nervous look on him, and he tries to help calm down the daughter, but it
No, that doesn't work.
The wife's just like looks at him, and it says something, but his large glasses, his retro look, it just gave him this very just like
Yeah.
He's
nervous
Lynchian to
Nelly.
me. Like,
Totally.
he
I would
belongs
say.
in that universe.
Yeah.
But God, I love that thing he does where he stands behind the wife and extends his
Oh,
arm out and
yeah.
like does a twisting motion towards her head, and it
Yeah,
I
like
don't
he's
know
thinking about
what that
killing
was
her,
about.
crushing her head.
I get
it
with
was
the
so
force
good,
or something
though.
like
I don't
that.
know, but it was so weird, but it was perfect.
He's
Yeah.
he's a funny, strange little man.
Then we got Judd.
Then we got Judd.
Then there's Judd.
I was really into this guy. For like a not so famous horror movie villain, he's got some appeal. His look, his mannerisms in particular. The guy just does what he wants whenever
Yeah.
he's around. He could do like a bunch of cocaine 1 minute and get
Oh man, it
nasal
groaned for
troubles
5
up the
minutes.
yin yang
Yeah.
1 minute, and then next he's just kind of scuttling around the hotel looking for purpose in life.
I honestly didn't like him.
You didn't.
No,
Well, no. Okay, Okay, there so many times in movies they'll just have the crazy character just say incoherent things, and I'm like, I don't care. Like when they go on like
Yeah.
a huge like spiel about something, like this makes no sense.
Yeah.
But in their mind it does. But then
Yeah.
I get kind of annoyed by that. But then I just look at the rest of the movie and like none of this makes sense. Everyone's crazy. Everyone's a psycho, and so kind of like I just saw it as this is the way things are. It's just like his brain is just mushed
yeah,
and it's all just crazy. You're not supposed to really understand why he's saying these things or why anyone's doing anything. That's
see,
what I
I'll
finally
kind
came to.
I'll
towards the
kind of
end.
agree with you on that.
Yeah.
There was, in the grand scheme of like how insane all the other characters are, there isn't much rhyme or reason to the way Judd behaves.
Exactly.
It kind of loses a bit of its appeal for how good of a character he's set up,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just gets lost in the shuffle.
I feel like they also were very. I don't know the order they shot the movie, but it feels very much like he is inconsistent as a character.
He really is, yeah.
Like in one point, he's freaking out, like, "Oh no, I killed somebody," and then in the very next scene, he's like, "Oh yes, I killed somebody," and I'm like,
right.
"Is this? Who are you?"
Yeah, I don't know.
What
if
are-
that's
what are
just
you about?
because he's
yeah.
It's confusing.
off his rocker or what. But
Yeah.
even then, I see what
Yeah.
you mean.
Then there's Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself, one of
Forgot he
his
was in it.
earliest roles. All he does is he tries to rape women, and
Cool character.
Oh, is that who that is?
yeah, he's Buck.
Oh, I'm raring to look.
Dude,
That
he
great.
was.
the first line in the movie. I was like, oh, here we go.
That's exactly what I
Pretty
thought.
much. Extended sex scene, extended every other scene, and then dead.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. That kind of made it. It's a pretty, pretty interesting opening.
Real rapey.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
got. Dude,
Yes.
talk about an actor with like a colorful history of characters. I'm the child murderer. I'm the rapist. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the scientist. I'm everything. He's the everyman. He is the true
everyman.
the true everyman. John McClane, who? And there's also Stuart Whitman, the other most famous person in the film, the sheriff character. Doesn't do much, but classically trained actor. He can deliver his lines good, and he
Yeah.
seems like he has the most amount of purpose being here.
He did the best with the lines he had. That was not a good script.
Yeah,
There were so many generic lines that were just like,
Mm-hmm.
have him say this to make him sound like this.
yeah.
I think that was my biggest complaint with the movie was the writing. It was
Pretty much.
so bad.
It felt like there wasn't a script at all.
No, there were segments that went on for like 10 minutes, and it's like, really? You're going to let this keep going? You got a runtime, and you're not going to do anything to progress anything right now.
See, Toby Hooper, he was like, I'm going to do what's called a pro filmmaker move. I'm going to lay a lot of pipe. We're just going to lay it out there, and that's it.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
It's,
No
yeah,
thought.
it's paced horribly.
It really is.
Oh man, dude, the first act is like 10 minutes. The second act is like
Forever.
no. The second act is like what? 30, 40 minutes, and then the last act is like an hour. It's like excuse me?
Yeah.
The third act lasted forever.
You
dude.
were
It
leaving
was
the
insane.
you were leaving the room.
I
very
couldn't sit down
frequently.
anymore. I was like walking in. I was just pacing. I was
Even
like,
I was begging to come back in. Like, bro,
Nah.
come back,
It
my
was
man.
so hard to sit through that. Like when my brain's like, okay, climax should be like now, and it doesn't happen for like 40 minutes. I'm like, this should be done. Like I know, like,
Pretty much.
ugh,
Yeah.
Hopefully, it wasn't any longer
dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Good
so
thing
happy.
it stopped where it did.
because it kind of just. Okay, because honestly, when I saw the cover of the film, I thought on the Arrow video cover, I thought he was on top of the alligator. I thought
Yeah.
he would ride the alligator.
No.
And then it kind of turned into like a slasher piece in a way.
With no alligator,
And I was like,
Crocodile.
oh. Yeah, it's a
There's a
crocodile.
you know,
Big
they're-
difference.
But
not according to Judd.
I just think
Apparently.
yeah, I don't know. The plot itself was kind of boring.
And
Well,
it
yeah.
really falls apart. Like the end of the movie's just a little girl crawling around under a hotel, him screaming at her occasionally.
The
And then the
crocodile
woman
gets
tied on the
under
bed.
the house frame, and it scurries like a rat when it
Yeah.
really shouldn't. And then Judd falls into the croc pen.
Yeah,
And
and they
the-
just kind of juggle that. Like the little girl's like she actually takes naps when she's running from this dude.
Yeah,
Right.
She takes naps because we cut away for so long to remember. Hey, her mom's screaming upstairs, tied
my
up,
God.
Yeah.
and then guests come, and then more guests come, and it's like,
Oh, while
cool,
we're,
but you're juggling this really serious, tension-filled moment. Now it's dead,
while we're
Yeah.
on that, the sense of time in this movie is whack.
dude. I never knew what time of day
This
it was.
night
Never.
lasted too damn long.
Yeah.
Was it one night?
It seemed like it.
I thought it was multiple.
No, I think it was one giant ass night.
Victor, when was it? How long? How many days did this take place?
I don't know.
Come on, you
I
can
think
do this.
it was one night.
Was it?
I think.
One- yeah.
I can't remember any daytime scene, or I think it was mostly
Am I
night.
crazy? What the heck?
One
I thought it was multiple days.
I
eight
just
crazy
can't think
night.
I can't think of when a scene transition would have happened because everyone stayed there because, they had to go in for the night or whatever, and they would have all left in the morning, but they weren't able to leave because they all died. So I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it
you
was all
can't
just
leave
one
when you're
night.
dead. It's
But I could be wrong.
weird.
I saw it last night, but I could be wrong.
I'm so confused.
I'm pretty sure it was one night, but it's the
Even when-
craziest
even
night you can imagine.
Yeah, it was wild.
Did any of you think this ripped off Psycho?
Yeah,
Pretty
absolutely.
pretty
Second,
much.
the like main character got killed at the start. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then we're at like a really like not a motel, but basically, and it's kind of a crazy dude with a darker secret. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What is this?
Toby was I don't know what he was doing,
He's
but
pulling a Paul Schrader, dude.
Is it really that much of a ripoff from?
A little
well,
bit.
no, there's a lot of similarity there. You could swear
that's
they were
isn't it
doing
just
something.
because I haven't seen Psycho yet, but isn't it just like two people,
No, not quite.
mostly centered around two people?
And there's
most
people that come looking for the girl that dies too.
No.
yeah.
It's
Multiple
so
parties
similar.
get involved because of this one
I
character.
hate it. I own all these old films, and I just haven't even
Gotta watch
given
Silent
Get
Hill.
on 'em,
So
bro.
good.
I know. I have an entire like
This guy's mad at you.
you bought
Hitchcock
that.
collection.
Freaking dead
Watch
character's
it.
mad at you.
Huh?
He's trying to force
Gotta
you.
watch
Oh, I
it.
have to. I
It's
really
so
do.
good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You saw Vertigo though, right?
Yes, that's the only
That's
In-
Hitchcock I've seen.
In
That
a
was
theater. In a 70 millimeter
In a
theater.
In a theater, number 15, foot lettuce.
Also, what was up with the monkey?
Yeah,
Uh,
why was that a big deal?
Well, wait, guys, hold on.
Well-
So, okay, basically, it's a monkey.
Oh.
Okay, so
But
basically,
what I was just so strange how it died, but in such a weird.
Did
like,
it get starved to death? Did it
I
have a
don't know.
heat stroke?
It-
What's going on
It did
here?
like a weird hand thing. It, like lifted its hand up and then it just kind of like.
crinkled up.
Crinkled.
Yeah.
yeah,
I was
he's
like,
like,
is there
he's
something
like
in
a
the air?
raisin. And
I thought there was. I thought
what I
like
thought.
stuff was like getting poisoned or
That's
something.
what I thought.
Yeah.
But
I'm
maybe
like-
just.
Didn't he throw that monkey to the croc at some
No, I
point?
was
No.
joking that he should.
But see, that's what I kind of like about it. It's just it's all like. What? None of it makes
Nonsensical.
sense.
There is
Yeah.
there is an
That's a good
appeal.
point.
There can be an appeal to how
It's
nonsensical
just
it
a
is.
dirty.
It's a grimy.
Yeah, it's just a dirty movie. Violent,
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody.
bloody.
This
Blood.
is 10 times bloodier than Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a drop of blood.
The
in that
first
one.
kill is like 5 times the amount in that
dude,
whole movie.
favorite kill was the dude that got the scythe through the side of the
Yeah.
head.
That was
And he
good.
was just like stuck with it in there.
Oh,
That
I
was
love it.
fantastic.
That was amazing. I think I liked him when the dog got eaten by the crocodile. That was
We were on the edge of our seat watching that bit.
yeah, man.
We were like, "Don't go through there."
Toby Hooper can set up a decent amount of tension
Mhm.
with that dog scene. It's just a shame he can't hone it in around a good story.
Yeah, he seems like he's good, but it seems like
he's
I don't know
inconsistent.
if it's lack focus or something, but
Yeah.
it's like the movie's good in sections, but then it falls apart. It's like he's good at structuring for a time, and then it falls apart.
One of those like feeling directors. He goes off feeling. Like I'm feeling this, maybe I'm feeling that. I'm bored, just do this.
Could be.
I would reckon those people exist.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Me.
So I like this movie. I have nothing but complaints about it, but I like it. I would probably watch it again, but I'd have to be with a group.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'm ever gonna sit down and be like, you know what I'm feeling like? I think I'm gonna watch Eaten Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel the same way.
Yeah,
Or I do feel the same way. Yeah.
I was very much disappointed by this film, but there are flashes of entertainment and sometimes brilliance.
Yeah,
Okay, I wouldn't say brilliance, maybe greatness. What's lower than greatness?
good.
Goodness.
Good.
There's flashes of goodness
It's good.
and entertainment in this one, but you're not gonna hold it in such high regard like Chainsaw or Halloween
Yeah.
or even the first Friday the 13th.
I think that's why people like it. They like the concept, like you were saying.
Yeah.
The concept is really enjoyable.
A killer and his pet crocodile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
it's fun.
This is a movie that begs for a remake with the right producing team
No.
behind it and with a honing of the concept. Let's do it. I'm in for it.
No.
Why not? Remakes can be good.
We don't need it.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, they already remade it. Crawl exists.
But there was no Judd.
Wasn't there? Though?
There just needs to be these little obscure pieces that just stay in their own realm and they never are remade because that's a dumb idea, Nick.
No, it's not. Piranha 3D was a great remake. I heard the Hills Have Eyes remake was really good. Get that guy to do it. He did 2 good horror remakes. Let's have him do Eaten Alive.
Okay, so
The next movie we're talking about is Things.
hold on. We gotta wrap it
Oh,
up.
Okay,
I like the
fine.
movie for its setting and tone and characters and its griminess, but I would not watch it again. It's just I don't know, too aimless, just
Yeah.
kind of boring. But
That
if
dad
I could
was
just
so-
have a movie, if I could condense it into like half an hour, maybe I'd watch it again. We should give movies ratings. We should do
No.
out of
I don't-
five.
I don't
Out of
believe-
five.
I
You don't
believe-
have to. You don't have to.
I don't believe,
want
I
to.
don't
Why
believe
not?
in ratings. I don't
You don't
believe
have
in
to.
rating.
I
You
wanna
want
do
to?
it. Yeah.
I think
How
we should
we
start
rating
doing
it?
that. I mean, we do it on Letterboxd. Like, how's it any
Out of
different?
I do it on Letterboxd because it tells me to. I don't
I
believe.
mean, you don't
it.
have to.
You can just do a
written
like
review.
button. You can just press the like heart.
Oh,
So
still.
So out of 5?
Yeah, or out of 10, whatever you want to do.
Fine, I'll
I'm gonna
do
do
it.
5. I'm gonna do
5.
either 1.5 or 2. Probably 1.5 because this was really hard to sit through.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll do 3,
Dang.
Wow.
but maybe closer to 2.5.
You're one of those people. Okay. I do 1.5. It's largely flawed, but if you stick with it until it's entertaining points, then it's okay-ish.
And what for ending on a high point? What was your guys' like favorite scene in the whole movie? Mine was the dad.
Yeah, it would have to be.
The dad just freaking out in that bedroom scene. That was worth
It
the
was
price
totally
of admission.
unexpected. It was great.
That was good, dude.
Maybe the first couple of kills. So the hooker with the hay rake,
That was great.
the dog getting eaten by the crocodile,
Also great.
and then the guy with the scythe through his neck.
Yeah,
That was, ooh,
not bad.
Those 3,
fantastic.
power trio.
And that's Eaten Alive.
All right, so our next movie that we rented from the video store is an 89 Canadian piece called Things.
Peace.
So, the synopsis is an impotent husband with a fanatical desire to father children forces his wife to undergo a dangerous experiment. This results in the birth of a multitude of monstrous things.
What?
That's what it's about?
What?
I guess so.
When did that happen?
I don't
That
ever remember
never
the white
When
happened.
did that happen?
If it did, I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
What?
I don't.
So the movie begins in some dipshit's decrepit basement, and there's a woman wearing a kabuki mask, and the nerdy
you mean
guy.
a kabuki?
Kabuki.
It's Canadian.
they
It's a
look,
kabuki.
well, whatever the heck. And the nerdy guy demands baby, and then she undresses,
Oh, I remember that line. What's that? Oh, that's the plot. Okay.
and then she goes into the shower and pulls out a baby crib, and then it doesn't affect the plot in any way,
Well,
shape, or
maybe
form,
that
and then
is-
goes on.
I think that's has to do with the wife birthing the things somehow.
Yeah, she gives birth to.
But I think it has
a
to do with
lot of
that
these
that
things.
scene with the demon lady.
Demon lady. Is that what we're calling her? Okay.
She had a demon. She was a demon.
It's could have fooled me. They're talking about science experiments. I didn't know religion would factor.
I mean, look at
into
her
this.
mask. It's a devil mask.
Ha. Oh,
But no, I get what you're
ha,
saying.
ha,
But yeah, when you look at the
oh,
synopsis,
hey,
it's
ha.
like I don't ever remember the wife being forced.
It's one of those movies.
Dude, I don't remember
But
any of
but
it.
at the same time, yeah, do we remember any of this movie?
I just remember things like it was like random scenarios happening, and they were all extremely similar.
Yeah. As of this recording, I watched it 3 hours ago, and I hardly remember a
3
thing.
hours ago.
Yeah.
I think it's
Poor thing.
quite a movie. I like it.
In what
a weird
sense?
way, and in a not I don't know, not I don't know how to describe it.
This is
I
fascinating.
admire the DIY effects.
Oh sure.
I admire the
like of the things.
other things and all the little gore effects,
Right.
and I like the very weird score, and just the lighting, the technical aspects that went into it. I like.
The score, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
the,
it's cool.
the score was completely weird. One point it sounds like rejected. At one point it sounds like rejected score from Twin Peaks. The
But
next
see, this
it's
is
like
the
a
thing.
rejected Foreigner song, and then the next it's
But
whatever
in
noise
context
they
of
come
all
up
of
with.
it, it makes a very bizarre thing. I think it all works.
It
in its
makes
own
bizarre
weird-
things.
in its
you think about
own
it.
weird way.
Mm-hmm.
I think they succeeded.
Yeah,
you think so?
Absolutely.
There
Do you
i-
think? Hold on.
What?
Do you think this was self-aware?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Truly.
Do you think it was self-aware, Nick, or do you think
Hell
it was bad?
no.
No,
I don't know
There's
because
no way.
I don't know, man.
in the
There's
interview
a
that's
few
on the
spots.
behind on
We
the,
just got recorded for Instagram.
on
by
the special
way.
features. There's an interview with them,
Maybe Snapchat.
and
You never know.
it says they said they'd watched bad films and they wanted to make like their own horror film. I don't know if they were trying to make a bad film or what, but even then, like, I don't think it would make my appreciation of it any less if they knew what they were doing. I guess.
Well, there is an appeal, I think, to the DIY craft of this movie, but at the same time, you need some semblance of knowing what you're doing. And this felt like they just slapped together different scenes. Well, grabbed their video camera, made up some prosthetic gore, and filmed that for a couple different weekends, and then just compiled it together.
But see, here's the thing. Even if it is like that, it does ruin it a little bit for me if it was self-aware.
Yeah,
Because
get that.
then the mistakes, I don't see them as mistakes. It's just like bad filmmaking. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many shots where someone's head is cut out of frame. It just turns into like, this is funny. Let's cut his head out. That'll make it look bad.
A lot of
I
low
get what you're
camera
saying.
angles.
So I don't know. I don't know if I need to rewatch the interview. Maybe they said it and I just
Wait,
can't
there's
remember.
interviews?
Yeah, and the freaking extras.
There's extras?
There's also like, after the credits, for those of you that have not seen the movie, after the credits, there's like 20 minutes of extra footage, and I watched all of it.
What happened?
Nothing.
Oh,
A
good.
whole lot of nothing.
Good.
My brain actually shut off by the end of this movie. Like, I
This
was
is
Sweet.
yeah,
I need help.
Get some help.
I loved it.
yeah.
Don't you
a lot
ever
of
say
honestly, like some of the dialogue stuff reminded me of what Ryan and I do.
It
A
really
lot of the
did.
Yeah.
big stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's so.
I don't know how I feel
yeah.
about that.
Nothing really happens, and it's just very bizarre dialogue, and
Occasionally, an awkward bit of humor.
it's really awkward. And it's just like, what are they even talking about? Why are they talking about this? This makes no sense.
Like the
that
sandwich scene?
the sandwich scene, the
The sandwich
the,
scene. Good
the
lord.
combustion, the spontaneous combustion. The friend just disappears, and like, oh, where'd he go?
Yeah, what? That guy disappeared completely.
And then
until the end.
they
I must
just
have been eating then. I don't remember that.
What
the heck?
he just
leaves,
disappears. He,
and then an hour later, he comes back with a chainsaw.
and like, oh, he must have combusted.
That
eh?
chainsaw was like this big.
It was pathetic.
For those of you that are listening, it's very small
I'd say
oh, yeah.
2 feet long at most.
at most. That was
But he
tiny.
took a lot of those creatures out with him. And speaking of which,
chainsaw.
let's talk those creatures. I'm a creature guy.
What did you think?
Yeah, what do you,
I
creature man?
didn't like them. They look like glazed twist donuts. You know the ones I'm talking about. And you just put toothpicks on for legs and teeth. That's it. You essentially made the Wayne's World donut guy, Mr. Donut Head Man. That's your creature for this movie.
Were any of them different? Like, did they vary?
They were all uniform, it looked like. And none of them moved, except
The one that moved
One's-
his mouth.
one. Sometimes
He
the
was
mouth.
trying to get the really tense scene where he's like trying to get the hammer or whatever it was,
Oh yeah.
and it's under the thing, and he's like, you just see his hand creeping into frame, shaking, trying to get this hammer, and it moves. His hand jumps back,
yeah.
and then he just yanks it out from under it.
Yeah, in the cinema world of bad peripheral vision, these guys need a checkup stat. How could you miss creatures these big and these far-fetched?
They were creative though.
I guess they like
I mean, what
Spider ants.
this budget?
spider ants.
You guys
Yeah.
keep talking. Let me see if I can find the budget.
The what was it? The scene where they I don't even know what was going on. It was really dark. They had a flashlight, and it
Yeah.
was two dudes. One guy didn't
Dark.
have
Quote,
a
dark.
shirt on.
Dude.
That guy needed a shirt.
The scene that revolved around like one of them going to the bathroom.
For like 50 minutes.
Dude, I was like, what are they going? What is happening?
And there ended up being a thing on the toilet. He never went to the bathroom. And then the other
Yeah.
guy comes up and like starts tackling the dude with the
Yeah,
flashlight,
what?
and then they're fine.
I didn't understand that.
I was confused. I was confused. Probably this is one of the times where it spiked.
And I've never spent so much time looking at a man's nipples before.
I didn't
They were
need that.
always in frame and nothing else was.
That was traumatizing. I didn't need that.
When he finally put a shirt on, I'm like, good, here we go. But it took him like 18 minutes to like turn the shirt around the right way.
That's the
And then,
that
and
was
then once he got it the right way, it took him like 1 millisecond to hold the shirt and then just whoosh, and it's on him. I was like, how'd you do that?
that was the gut of champions there, man.
That was a good one. Good gut.
So, the budget was around $40,000.
Hello? What?
No.
$40,000?
No, they could
wonder-
afford with this dilapidated shack.
I wonder where most of the budget went into. I wonder if it was the cameras in the film.
If it was the
I hope not.
I
cameras,
mean, that wouldn't be close to even 10,000, but that would
the
still
film
be,
quality was so piss poor.
Yeah, but
this
it's 8
film.
millimeter. It's
Okay, yeah, 8mm, but you can
16. It's
find
all-
places that take care of this film good. John Carpenter considered that all the time, even in his low budget days.
Okay, but not all films are going to have a good restoration or even a good print to even
I
restore. From.
suppose. I'm just
Yeah.
saying this was just a bad looking movie.
But would you have wanted this to look good?
Probably,
No.
maybe not.
It
But
probably would have been really dry.
If this looked
then.
like
Yeah.
a crisp, no, it wouldn't have given it. It wouldn't have,
Well,
have
okay-
taken away from the.
okay, yeah, I
look.
like the grindhouse style, but it just wasn't appealing for me here. It looked like a shitty home video.
That's fine. I mean, yeah.
And let's talk the people.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
bunch of Canadians, whole lot of Canadians. We got thin mustache guy. Looks like he's gonna steal your girl at the disco.
I think he's one of
The
the
mullet guy?
writers.
Yeah,
He's one of the writers, I think.
he.
Yeah.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This was written and directed by the actor. And
Just written.
just written. Well, okay.
The
Okay, well, his best
director-
friend directed it.
The director only made one film. This was his only film. It looks like.
I believe it.
Imagine that.
And it seemed like they just they kind of just shipped this one around for a while. They actually showed this to Toby Hooper.
Did
And
they
one of the
now?
extras, they do a little behind the scenes, and Toby Hooper watches it. He gives a testimony on it.
We didn't.
Testimonial.
What did
we
he
didn't time
say?
that out for these renting these two, right? Toby Hooper ended
No,
up being
no,
in
we
both
didn't.
of these.
Yeah.
This was pure coincidence.
But he liked it.
That's cool.
He just watched the trailer of it, and it seemed like he enjoyed the trailer at least.
When
Yeah.
was that bit shot? Did it look recent?
No, it must have been like, late 90s.
Okay.
It's in the extras. I'm sure you could pull it up. And
Okay.
When did this come out? 80 what?
89.
89. Okay.
89.
It might have been.
So is this
Shot
like, if this
earlier.
is self-aware, is this like one of the first self-aware bad horror movies?
I doubt it.
I don't
very,
know.
I
don't
doubt
wanna-
it
I
very
don't want to
much.
comment on that if I don't know if
Well,
it's self-aware or not.
I'm not sure if it's. I wonder even if it is self-aware. I'm not sure if it is the first because the '80s were full of a bunch of horror comedies that were poking fun at the trends and so
That was
forth.
more like, that trend was more like spoof than like self-aware.
Well, even then,
It's close, but I don't think that's the same.
even then, you get movies like Jason Lives from '86 that predate Scream. Even they're calling out like all the horror movie tropes and so on, and subsequent horror comedies like Return of the Living Dead or Night of the Creeps. Their backdrops are the classic horror settings of yesteryear, like Return of the Living Dead says Night of the Living Dead was a real life event. Night of the Creeps calls back to 50s alien invader movies.
Those
and
aren't
so-
self-aware bad movies, though.
but they aren't bad movies is the thing. But they were aware. They had a sense of humor to them. This one I don't think is all that unique in that regard. It's supposed to be self-aware?
We don't know.
We don't know.
None of us know.
I refuse to believe.
I
This is
I
intentionally
refuse to
self-aware.
believe it's not self-aware. I think it has to be. Some of the editing choices, some of the camera angles and camera work, it's just too amateur for me to believe that this is the best they could do.
How
I
about
guess
this?
we got to rent more indie horror films. We'll
Yes,
find out because
please.
I feel like there's so many films like this where they're
Oh yeah.
yeah there is.
There's a whole exploitation
Exactly.
genre of films out there.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
How about the sound design?
Whoa.
Non-existent.
Whoa.
Too much dead space
I
in
like
there.
the same things sound for every time they encounter
Yeah,
it.
you know what it is? It's a soundbite from The Thing.
Is it?
It is when Kurt Russell does the blood test and the thing comes out of the petri dish.
Oh, it's that.
It's that same screech sound. And
Did
they
they
loop
s-
it over and over again.
Did they loop it? They didn't slow it down because it was long in some of the takes. It kept going.
Yeah, okay, then they prolong it in post maybe.
Yuck.
But otherwise, it's the same soundbite. I recognize it. That's crazy.
That is.
That's another thing. That would
That's the third thing then.
no, that's another marker for the intent behind this movie, because if you're gonna be self-aware, or if you're gonna be something along those lines, you wouldn't rip something from another movie unless you were desperate to get some kind of like referential reaction out of your audience, like, oh, I recognize that was it, they pulled that. I don't know, it seems shady to me.
So what would you say is the worst part of this movie, Nick?
Oh, let me see if I can
And that
recollect
goes for
here.
you too, Victor.
The worst part of this movie probably would be the basement stuff. If I can, I can't even remember the basement stuff. Fat Man finds a shirt.
Fat man finds a shirt.
They're trying to restart the
movie.
power to the house, and they're using the flashlight, even though they don't need to because their studio lights light up the set pretty good, even for suspension of disbelief purposes. And there's no sound effects. The guy is worried about these creatures getting to him, which I remember were just like sitting still. There's no motion. They're just sitting there, but he's desperately looking back, like they're trying to get to him. And he's screwing in fuses into a fuse box. And there was some music going off. I forget which music it was. Was it the Foreigner music? Was it the Twin Peaks music? Was it the other music?
I don't remember a lot of that.
I don't know. Yeah, you see, you don't remember.
Yeah, I watched this like 2-3 days ago, and I'm like,
Oh.
this is like almost gone.
I watched this like a week ago, so I don't.
Going on.
I have a harder time remembering.
I'm going on 4
What
hours
would you
ago.
say is the worst aspect of the movie?
I mean, it would only, I think, maybe be just the scene where the power goes out. It was
It was
just
really
boring.
bad. Nothing
Really
happened
boring.
forever.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that though, I don't hate anything else.
Yeah.
Like it's what it is, and when you look at the film as a whole, I think it all works.
I think like I really don't like the basement scene. It's really boring, but like I can see what they were doing.
Sure.
So I can like tolerate that. The bit that I cannot stand is the newscaster.
I was gonna ask.
Man.
What about the newscaster?
Man, I
Yeah, that was
could not
pointless.
do. Then they kept coming up. I was like, again?
Yeah.
No, I'm done with this.
Luckily, they were short scenes, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But they were clearly padding the runtime. They had nothing else to add to the storyline,
No.
if you want to call it that.
What was your guys' favorite part though? That's why I really want to know.
I guess when Guy comes back with a chainsaw and slaughters all those animals, creatures. Even though the gore wasn't that spectacular, even for an amateur movie status, chainsaw slaughter. It's basic fun.
I don't know what my favorite scene would be. I do like when I think his friend gets eaten and it's just the skull talking. He's like, "Hey, I'm all right," or something
What
like
was up with that?
Yeah.
that. That was pretty great.
That was funny.
Yeah, I don't think I can name a specific scene though that I really liked, just because it's been a week. since
How
I
about
watched
when
it.
they actually got outside of that house?
Oh, and they run for 50 minutes, dude.
I was relieved. It's like about time. Let's get out of this shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lasted forever.
I'll take it though. Get out of
Climbing
it.
up the bridge.
I'll take it though.
Yeah. I
And then
don't
he
really-
ends back up at the house for some reason.
He does.
He
Does
does.
Doesn't he leave it?
Someone
Oh,
asks.
he gets someone. He gets someone to help him, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes like, "Oh, the bloody horror!" And he goes in that room. It's full
And the
of
guy
blood.
doesn't believe him because it looks like he killed everyone.
Oh,
It's
Doc-
a bloody
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
chainsaw. He's got blood on him, and
Yeah, I forget what the guy says when he goes in the room. But
Dude,
it's so good.
It's
though.
hilarious. He's like,
Yeah.
blood.
They were really trying to go for
Oh,
that kind
the
of ending.
blood, dude. Yeah, that's my favorite aspect of the whole movie is the lines.
Dude, totally.
The lines
Big.
are great.
Big
They're
Canadian
really
energy.
A goof.
I like the guy when he puts his coat in the freezer.
dude.
I'm gonna put my coat in the
Why?
freezer. It's like
Why would you?
pretty good. Pretty
My
good.
house currently has a broken furnace, so hearing him say that freezer bit, it was extra stupid at the time. It was,
So funny.
what the hell are you doing, bud?
He was hot. He said he was hot. I'm just gonna put my coat in a freezer.
You could just put your coat on the
In the
back of a
freezer.
chair and let the room temperature take care of the
Hey,
business.
If I was making a movie, a comedy, or just a bad horror movie, I would put the coat
Your
in the
skits
freezer.
are better than this movie. Your old skits from 2012.
Probably not.
I mean,
They really are.
look,
Believe
if we were
me.
making a DIY horror movie and we made it funny, I think we would go some. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be that far off from this. I
I
mean,
don't think so.
obviously it would be far off, but you know what I mean. It's just
I
like
think the
you
only
guys-
thing that would be different is the technical side because we're
Oh, well, definitely,
really like
definitely.
perfectionists when it comes to like sound and picture, and
well,
And you have a method to your madness.
we know what we're doing. That's why I'm so like iffy on this one. I want to like it, but I'm just like if they knew what they're doing, that's gonna slightly hinder it for me.
yeah, it's just it's hard to say. I don't know.
So if they knew what, I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know. But you guys have any other comments on this one? I can't remember much of it. It's just kind of a blur to me.
Uh, I like Eaten Alive better than this movie. I'll say that.
I don't know which one I like better.
Yeah.
I really don't. Eaten Alive was more movie, but this was more. I laughed a lot at this one.
Yeah. So,
You laughed quite a bit Eaten Alive too.
I know, but I laughed way more at this one. This one was really funny.
I don't know. Just the fact that Eaten Alive is a film, like you can call it a film, that's the winning ticket.
Yeah, it was boring.
So what ratings now?
I would buy this movie.
Ooh,
I want to own it because
What?
it just. Yeah, I want to own it. I would buy this.
What?
I would love
It's-
to
it's
show
such
this to people. Just like have
Yes.
people over and be like, "Hey,
Oh sure.
See, this
see
would be a
things.
great bad film to show someone who doesn't really watch bad films because it's just got everything in it that makes
yeah,
a poor film.
yeah."
But it has so many of the strange elements that keep it from being a bore. Like, granted, there are some boring parts, and maybe a lot of people aren't going to like this. But I think if you're into like more obscure horror films or just indie film in general, I think you should definitely check this out.
Yeah, I'll take my chances looking for this on YouTube. I don't need to own this in my collection.
Yeah. What? Anything for your end?
I just had fun the entire way through
It's really fun.
until they got to the basement. I was just like, "This is really boring."
There is fun, yeah.
But then it picks up again, and then it drops off again when they're running around outside. But for the most part, I laughed from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll say that too. For as much shit I've been given this movie, it can be fun. I guess what it is, I didn't have people around me to watch it with.
See, that's why you had such a bad experience. If you watch this alone, it's gonna be different.
I was laughing to myself. Like I talk to myself sometimes. Sue me. Yeah, having someone else or other people, you need that energy to get through, to both get through it and just to feel the feel of the movie.
Yeah.
See, that's how it is. Like I could barely get through Eaten Alive, and we were watching it.
Yeah.
I'm
It was
glad
like-
I watched that one alone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because I was watching, like, I don't know who else would like this. Like, I could watch with my brother, but this is a lot more not as funny as I was expecting.
Yeah,
So it
that's why I was just getting drained. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, this is
man.
just disturbing. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
What you guys rating things 1 out of 5?
Half a star.
Half a star.
Yeah, I gave it half a star because it's so bad. But if I'm gonna indulge myself, I would give it like a 4.5.
No.
Yeah, on the bad scale, what do you do?
And in terms of like, yeah, just in context of the whole thing and just the film as a whole, I would rate it higher. It's one of the better bad films, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're doing bad scale, then
Well, no.
maybe a 3.5.
See, that's where I have a problem rating bad films. Like, do I rate them all half star, or I had so much fun with them? What do I rate it?
Yeah, if it was a genuine rating, I'd do half a star. If it was like, what would I give this bad movie? I
Yeah.
would give it like maybe a 3 or a 3.5.
Right.
Because I still got very bored at times.
So yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
But if we're gonna be realistic, yes, half star. But I said
Yeah.
my pros, so
You just gotta be real. You just gotta be real with yourself.
yeah. Okay.
Things was
So-
fun.
Things was fun. We
Thi-
experienced things.
Things was a thing.
So, if that's all we have to say, then this was the pilot episode of our first little movie podcast.
Podcasts from the West. That might not stick.
We'll
Who knows
yeah,
if
who
it'll
knows?
stick.
We'll figure it out. We'll try to do this.
New title coming soon.
I don't know how often we want to do this, but hopefully
I would like to do it often, honestly.
Let's get it
This
going
is,
often.
the way this how smooth
This
this
is
is
fun.
going, I think this
Let's
is.
do it. Let's do it.
Next, we should. Oh, that's
2 weeks in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks, or is that when we're going again? Scarecrow
Next week.
next week.
Yeah.
Nick,
So the way we're gonna do is Scarecrow has a 2-for-1 deal, so we'll probably go Wednesday, get the movies, and then try to watch them like really close or even on the same day, and just like get the podcast
yeah.
filmed and recorded and just send it out.
Next time we do bullet points. Next time, next time we are much more like remember what we're gonna be.
Yeah.
Some,
that would help.
sometimes we don't even need to go to Scarecrow. We can just pick.
Oh,
from
exactly, yeah,
we can
yeah.
pick from our litter of collections.
Oh yeah, if that ever comes up, we can just do that too.
Exactly. It's just fun to like see what just
Yeah,
messes are
ones
out
we
there.
don't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
And how was Bok Bok, by the way?
Bok
great.
bok?
Great.
It was really good. We'll
Should
have
we
to
get that when we go
I-
to Scarecrow
I
from
would
now
say-
on?
Yeah, chicken place called Bok Bok.
Should...
I got the chicken sandwich there. They have like Asian style influences on the
Oh,
chicken.
oh,
And
I
Do they
thought it
do
was a
spicy?
movie.
yes, they do. There's
Okay,
I don't
I'm
know if
in.
it's the breading or if it's like a
Wait,
a
spicy
sauce
chicken?
on there.
I'm in then.
I don't know.
I'm lost. What?
Chicken.
Spicy
so
chicken?
We'll try to do this a couple times a month, maybe more. Who knows? We're not going to promise
Don't
anything
hold
because
us
we've
to
tried to promise,
anything.
and hey, it's what it is. So that's that.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. For
Thank
listening.
you very much. We'll see you next time.
Ka-chow.